GameTout! Welcome to GameTout, the show where I tout about video game topics that you want to know. And today is an uncut version because my computer's still down. I don't know what that was, but yeah, so anyways, today's topic we are going to be talking about tomorrow's Nintendo's E3 presentation. What is the predictions? What is going to happen? I don't know, Samuel. And maybe we'll talk about Microsoft and Sony's presentation as well. But let's go ahead and start talking about it. Pretend that there's a little Mario climbing up and stuff like that. And hopefully I get my computer fixed soon so I can start editing again. But anyways, so yeah, Nintendo's E3 is tomorrow. We've been waiting for this for a very long time. It seems like this got here pretty quick. 2018 is flying, by the way. By the way, I did no research before doing this, so there's probably announcements that have been done. I've seen a little bit on Reddit, but I haven't really dove into it, so a lot of these predictions are going to sound really bad. But I'm way better than, what's her name? Oh my god. Emily Rogers, that's her name. So my predictions are right and correct. That's right. No, I'll probably do a prediction and then give like a percentage on like what I think the chances are with the percentage of it showing up at the Nintendo E3. So, Super Smash Brothers, 100%. I guess you can't really do 100%. 99.9%. So of course, Super Smash Brothers is going to be the prime, spotlight. What Nintendo's going to do. I believe that they're going to open with it. Unless they have a bigger game to close, I think this is going to be the first game that they show off. Actually, it might be the ending one then. Hopefully it's the first one, because I want to see some big hitters. Anyways, Super Smash Brothers, really, they don't need to change too much with the engine that they had with the Nintendo Wii U. To me, they should just do a really good Ultimate Edition. Just have tons of characters that already kind of made their way on the Wii U and the 3DS version, and just combine them all. New areas, new characters. I think we'll see some new characters coming out. I'm really hoping. Of course, I think there's going to be ARMS. That's going to be one of them. But I'm trying to think to myself, like, what other franchises can they do? To me, Bomberman fits really well, I want to see Mike Jones. I want to see oh my god, yeah, I should have prepared before I filmed this. Isaac from Golden Sun. But it's gonna do well no matter what. Now, I'm gonna do a prediction, and this is not really a prediction because this has like a 1% chance. Oh my god! But to me, this would be amazing. So, get out your disbelief caps. Go ahead and put it on, and let's just imagine for just 1 second, that this is possible. Imagine they did, and people are probably going to hate this, they did Nintendo versus Microsoft. Like, how like insane the video game world would be, like if all of a sudden they had like, Super Mario and like and like Donkey Kong and Link battling and stuff, and then all of a sudden Master Chief just comes out of nowhere and just like new challenger. Like that, people would like start screaming. They would be like, "Oh my god!" But can you imagine? Like I was thinking about it, because they can also do like a really cool like one-player kind of mode where it's just like like Nintendo versus Microsoft, and like you choose one of them and then you battle through and stuff like that. But they can have like their IPs, like so they can have the Master Chief. They can have the guy from the Gears of War. They can have a car from Forza. No, that'll be an item. They can have the like all the rare people like Banjo and Kazooie, and of course Battletoads. Battletoads, that would be coming right into their announcement. Hey, Battletoads! Look, I'm wearing a T-shirt of them too. That would lead right into like the hyping up of their own game that's coming out. They can have Conquer, but it would have to be like a trimmed down version, not him cussing or anything, but like he can be drinking a censored beer bottle or something. I don't know. But they have so many IPs that they can go and actually battle Nintendo with, and I think that would be really cool to see that. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I do think if two companies were going to partner up, that would probably be the the coolest ones to do. But I don't think that they're going to do it. But that's just, again, it's just a dream of mine. Just because I'm just imagining the world of video gamers would just be turned upside down. But no, we're going to be seeing Super Smash Brothers. I think it's going to be a really cool collective, entry of games. We're probably going to get a little bit of third-party action in it. Bomberman, in my opinion, is probably again one of the most likely ones. And hopefully, with their relationship, at least, if anything, out of Microsoft, we can get Banjo-Kazooie into that, because I think that would be awesome. So going to another game, because we're going to be hearing about Super Smash Brothers all week. The other big name that everybody wants to see is Metroid Prime 4. So what are we going to see with Metroid Prime 4? Is it going to be coming out this year? Is it going to be coming out next year? In my hopes, I would say that it's coming out this year, but however, they didn't show anything. They didn't even say what team is making it last year. So it kind of just makes it seem like they barely started even the surface of making it, because they didn't show anything. I would assume that they would have had Samus with the arm and be like, boom! Nothing. So that means they were very early in the stages. So I do think that this is a 2019 game. So if anything, it's going to be like a good little teaser trailer. I know that they said that they weren't going to show anything for 2019 games. However, just like last year, like I said, it's good when you show games that are coming out later, because it's the anticipation you want to see. Right now, there's a dead period in the Switch titles right now, other than all the ports that are coming out, and it's because they haven't really announced anything that's really coming out in the future other than what they showed last year. So again, when they do those announcements for the future games, a lot of people get more excited for the the library that's coming out. So hopefully they do like they did last year, like 4 to 5 titles to show off. And I think Metroid Prime is going to be one of them for the 2019. My prediction of them showing off Metroid Prime 4 is probably about a 85%. I'm pretty darn sure that they're going to be showing some sort of Metroid Prime, or at least some sort of news about when the release date. And again, it's at least a teaser. They're going to show something. Game that I think that's basically confirmed, I'm going to say 97%. They're going to show off the Yoshi game. Last year, they showed it really early in development. You could tell by the music and some of the graphics of Yoshi and such. But the way that the game was made, it kind of seems like you can make these levels in real life, and I'm just wondering how that's gonna, people are gonna go crazy and actually try to make these levels in real life. It's gonna be cool. But this Yoshi game, I think we're gonna get a title, and I think we're gonna get a release date, which I am thinking that it's gonna come out either. I want to say it's likely to come out in August. If not, it's going to come out in October. So August to October, I think, is the release date. But I do think that we are going to see a lot of good gameplay at the C3, and of course a playable demo that they'll show on the Treehouse. So we'll definitely see some Yoshi this year. So that's a win. Fire Emblem. I'm just throwing out games right now just because Again, I didn't write this all down. I didn't even think about what I was going to say. This is awesome. So Fire Emblem. Yes, we are going to get a Fire Emblem game. And I do think it's coming out this year as well. Oh my god, another Fire Emblem? I think this one's going to come out in December though. If not, it's going to be an early 2019 title. But Fire Emblem, they had a Warriors game last year. They had a game that came out on mobile. But now we're going to get a full, legit Switch version of Fire Emblem, and I do think that we're going to get some sort of gameplay trailer as well as a playable demo at E3. I am excited for that. That's really all I have to say because I do think there's a 90% chance that we're going to be seeing it. Again, I'm just thinking, next game that popped in my mind, I'm just going to shoot to the 3DS really quick. They're going to be showing Luigi's Mansion for the 3DS, and of course WarioWare that's coming out for the 3DS. Boo! Nintendo for not having a WarioWare for the Switch yet. It is like made for the Switch. In my opinion, WarioWare should be on the Switch and it should be on the mobile. Why isn't this happening yet? I don't understand. Do you not like money, Nintendo? Especially on the mobile. My god. That's like, it screams mobile. But Switch has all the motion control, does all that. Why don't you just have a Switch version for like the game that you're releasing right now? It's the hell. I want it. I'm gonna have to dust off my 3DS just to get this WarioWare game coming out in August. I do think that's 100% that we're gonna see that one. So bam! Alright. Fortnite. Oh my god. That game. Everybody's playing it. It's so crazy. It's like next to Minecraft or something. I do think that we are going to get a Switch version. It's been kind of silent in the Fortnite coming out to the Switch, but I do think that is very likely. I'm going to put it at a 70% because really it's just all rumor right now, but it feels like it's legit. It can work on the Switch. It doesn't take a... It's not going to take too much to do that. I'm wondering if they're going to do any sort of crossplay with Microsoft. I think that would be pretty cool if they did something like that. But once again, 70%. Blah! And I'm just going to throw you guys through a loop right now. I am going to make a prediction. I am making an Emily Rogers prediction right now. Hello, I'm Emily Rogers. And I am making a prediction that you guys haven't even thought of. Or maybe. I don't know. I haven't been reading Nintendo news or anything like that. Man, I'm so behind. So my prediction, I do think that we will see a Zelda game for the Nintendo Switch revealed at E3 and will be released this year. What the heck? Drop the mic. Oh my god. What the hell? What's going on? What? Huh? So, there is a team that makes the main Zelda games. You know, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, Breath of the Wild. But there is also a Zelda team that makes the 3DS type versions, the ones that, you know, the Phantom Hourglass, the Spirit Tracks, A Link Between Worlds, and Triforce Heroes. Well, it seems like, you know, every 2 to 3 years they, you know, make a Zelda game and release it. Well, we haven't seen one since 2015, I want to say, October of 2015. I could be wrong with that date, but I think that's when Triforce Heroes came out. So what has that team what have they been doing? They've been making another Zelda game on the Switch. Booyah! Swish, swish. Now, I am just thinking out loud. I would love for them to make the old Formula Zelda type games, like basically like the Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, where it is linear and not open world like Breath of the Wild. And they make the linear ones where the main team makes the open world ones, just so that we can have that formula in there and they can make that. And hey, just go back to the Wind Waker graphics and make like a sequel to the Wind Waker or something like that. Like not using that engine, but kind of building off of that similarity of the engine. I would shell out money for that. This team is capable of making good games. I'm a little hesitant on the multiplayer ones. It's like they've always been my least favorite Zelda games. So I really hope that they don't go full that direction. Like, I know that they can probably, and this might be likely, the game that they might be making is a multiplayer like Four Swords slash Triforce Heroes type, where like you help each other to do dungeons and stuff like that. I hope not, but if they are, I guess that's cool. But you know, especially because the online is going to be coming out, so that would be a game that they can move. But I hope that they don't do that kind of version. I want to see a single player, but that's just me. What do you guys think? Like, if they were to make a Zelda, what kind of Zelda game would you want? Would you want them to make a top-down style, like a Link to the, or a Link Between Worlds? Would you like it like that style, except it's more polished, like more Switch graphic versions, but still top-down, kind of like that? Or would you like them to make a Wind Waker type, like a game, you know, Twilight Princess linear game? Or would you want them to do a 4-player online experience? I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's going to be in that genre somewhere. Or the fourth option, maybe we will get Zelda Maker. So if we do get Zelda Maker, I do think that would be the team that would make it. It's not going to be, like, if they do a Zelda Maker, it won't be in the style of a Zelda game, where basically you can make your own storyline, you can make your own, you know, secret dungeons and you know, like, get this sword to do this and this and that. I don't think so. I think if they made a dungeon maker, I mean, it would be a dungeon maker. Like, that's how they would do it. Like, where basically you have a dungeon. They'll probably have like overworld type things too, but you would basically make puzzles and you know, like rules and stuff, and it would be a little bit more complicated than the Mario Maker, but they would have to keep it so that they don't have like text on it or anything like that. Like, you know, that you can get like a hook shot, and then they can put hook shotable things, and you know, do that and this and that. You have to complete the dungeon in order to upload it to the thing. I think it would be cool. That is possible, but I am calling it. I believe that there's a 60% chance that this is true. That one of those 4 games, you're going to be seeing it tomorrow. You heard it here first, folks! Anyways, I don't know where I'm going. Another thing that I think is probably about an 80%, and I'm stretching when I say that, but I'm pretty darn sure, is Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is a franchise that is basically on every system, and it usually hits around this mark, like around the 2-3 year mark. So I think that they will show it. I don't know if it's coming out this year, or it could, but I don't know. I don't know about that portion yet, but I do think that we will be seeing that game. 60% though. Or did I say 60 or did I say... whatever. So Pokemon! Pokemon! Gotta catch them all! Eevee, Pikachu. We will be seeing a lot of that on the Treehouse, so of course they'll show some gameplay and, you know, go like, oh yeah, hey, this game's coming out. Make sure you tune in to the Treehouse. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we'll be seeing that. Probably a little bit more information on how things work, because it was a little tease on like on what kind of things are on there. Dog snoring over here. But like we won't know, I mean, like we'll see a lot more information on like how the things work and interact with the stuff during the treehouse and stuff like that. But we will be seeing that. But what I am hoping for, which is, I want to say, a 55% chance, because this game's coming out, there may not be a chance that we're gonna see anything definite. But I'm hoping 55%. Let's just say, I'm hoping that they show us just a glimpse, a tease. Something like with like an Ash-looking character like going pshaw, and then like Pokemon and it's like Pokemon Switch 2019 explosions made by Michael Bay. I want to see it. Make this happen, Nintendo. I'd scream. Okay, I scream. I really hope that we get to see Pokemon ground up Switch, and not like the remake, because they're kind of using the same engine as like the Moon and Sun and Pokemon Go. They kind of merged it together. But I want to see open world Pokemon trailer. I want to see like a big old field of stuff, and then you see like a hive of like oh my god, Beedrills. And over here there's some Digletts, and then in the background you see those ostriches ones, and like Pikachu running around and stuff like that, and like show like a little bit of thing like you're like trying to like solve type of puzzles, like you have to like sneak to try to get a Pokemon, and it'd be so good. Get some battling and anyways, I can dream. A little boy can dream. So, yeah, please do it. Okay, let's think about other games. Of course, I think we're gonna get some sort of casual game. I may be the only one, but I do want them to announce a Switch Sports. Come on. I'd play Switch Sports. I'd play it. Says no one ever. That'd be like a 30% though. But at least there's a 1% for Wii Music Part 2, so that's good. Switch Music. Even a Wii Fit would actually be kind of cool, but no, that's a 1% too. So retro. I want to talk about retro. If you never heard of Retro, they're the ones that made Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3. And then they made Donkey Kong Country Returns, and then they made Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Well, that company hasn't done anything since they released Tropical Freeze back in 2014. They didn't even do the port that just came out in May. They have been working on something since February of 2014. It has been 4.5 years since this game came out, and we have no earthly idea of what they are making. Well, squeeze me! I want to see something substantial, man. Like, oh. Okay, so a lot of people are trying to think, are they going to make a new IP? Are they going to be doing something from the ground up? Or are they actually going to be getting one of Nintendo's franchises and building it from... Because they did a good job with reviving stuff. Metroid was basically dead. The creator of Metroid had passed away, and they just didn't know what to do with Metroid. Nintendo 64 came around, no Metroid. So they let Retro Studios make it, and they made Metroid Prime. Oh my god, wonderful. Donkey Kong Country Returns, even though I didn't really care for the controls, amazing. I like the way that they did it. Still wish, this is just me, I go off on tangents sometimes, don't bother me. I really wish that they had more Donkey Kong Country 2, 3 elements in it, because they totally ignored those ones and just did a sequel to Donkey Kong Country, which is like my least favorite Donkey Kong Country, but I digress. Either way, they basically rebooted it to its former glory, and it's awesome. Kudos to Retro. And it fits with their name. They get retro type games and they just like reboot them. Freaking awesome. So, what franchise can they reboot? The one I personally would want is Star Tropics. It could be Nintendo's Uncharted. It would be freaking amazing. And in my opinion, they don't need to do a sequel to it. They can just remake it, because not a lot of people know Star Tropics, but that game would be amazing on a Nintendo Switch, especially if it was made by a talented developer like Retro. So I would put my wishes on Star Tropics, but I do still think that it's a 5%. The more higher percent, which would be, in my opinion, around a 40%. Well, actually, let me talk about the other 5%. Star Fox. I don't think that they're making a Star Fox, but let's just put it at 5. But in my opinion, about a 30% is going to be F-Zero. F-Zero hasn't had a game like a true game since the GameCube version, I believe. And if I'm wrong, you guys can let me know. But I think the last F-Zero game was a GameCube game, and it is something that people have been wanting for a very long time for Nintendo to, make again, and I'm wondering why they haven't done it. That's, in my opinion, that would be great. So that's what I would want to see, is the Star Tropics, but it's probably going to be why 4 years on F-Zero? It doesn't make sense. Another franchise that I was spinning around, because on the drive here I was trying to think, what would Retro make? The other one was Golden Sun. And I just say that just because I love Golden Sun. It was a great franchise. Part 1 and 2 was just insanely good. Part 3 was meh. But Camelot makes that. So Camelot is another developer that Nintendo, they actually, I think they're only a third party, but they exclusively make games for Nintendo. But the games that they make the most are the Mario Golf and Mario Tennis. So right now they just released, or I think it's going to be released, is the Mario Tennis, the Aces that we'll see at E3 as well. So they have no time of making Golden Sun. So there is probably a 1% chance that we'll see a Golden Sun by Camelot. But what if somebody else makes this game? We do need an RPG game, in the works. So like a Golden Sun game would be awesome, especially if it was from a developer that has a fresh pair of eyes, and that being Retro. That would be, I would go, all right, let's do this. But either way, what are we going to see? A new IP? Are we going to see F-Zero? Are we, what game can Nintendo release that people would go crazy for, and that hasn't been released in a long time? Ice Climbers. Anyways, I do think that we're going to get a little bit more information on the Nintendo Switch Online. It might be brief, but I do think that they will talk about it a little bit. One of the other things that I think may actually close it is actually Pokemon. If they do show a Pokemon, they could probably close it with that. But let's talk Pikmin. A little Pikmin's over here. So Pikmin 3 was the last Pikmin game that came out. Actually, no, they make a 3DS version. Never mind. They made a 3DS platformer last time. What the heck? Okay. I haven't played it, but like, I should look it up because now that I think about it, that game like got released with like no fanfare or anything because you could tell like it was just like, what the hell is this? There's like no energy put in this game. Anyways, I would love a Pikmin game to come out for the Nintendo Switch, Pikmin 4. I think that there's probably a 40% chance of that happening. I can see it being a August release, but if they don't do August, it'd be a 2019 release because I don't think that they're going to release it in the fall because there's too many big hitters and it'll basically be lost in the limelight, so they'll probably save it for either in August so that it kind of spaces before Super Smash Bros. Comes out, or they put it in 2019. But that's at least what I think. What else? I think that's, let me just look on the wall over here. The wall of games. Yeah, that sounds about right. I really hope that they do surprise me and say, "Hey, that WarioWare game is coming out on the Switch as well." That'd be freaking awesome. Yeah, so those are like the main predictions. Of course, we're gonna get a lot of indie, a lot of cool like third-party releases. But I just kind of wanted to talk about first-party games because, of course, I'm a Nintendo fanboy. One prediction, let me just say a prediction, or once. Let's just say once, because these are not predictions. I don't think these two games are, let's just say 3 games are going to come out on the C3. But I would say a 2D Mario. I thought it was likely that they would do this, but for some reason, the closer it's getting to E3, I'm like, I don't know if they're going to release a 2D Mario. If they do, Mario Maker, like a deluxe version of it, or like in my opinion, they should make a part 2. But I could see them doing a re-release of that game. I don't know. I could see them doing a Skyward Sword HD version, like a deluxe version for that. But what about Paper Mario? Paper Mario, the last game that they made was Color Splash. I think by Nintendo's track record, I would hope that they would listen to the fans, because on the Switch, they've been listening pretty well to the fans, which is great. Like we got an awesome Mario game, we got an awesome Zelda game, we got an awesome, we had tons of games last year, like Splatoon, Xenoblade. There was a lot of good releases. Like, I'm not saying like there was like a release every week, but there were quality releases. I hope that if they do a Paper Mario, they would go back to the Part 1, Part 2, where it's basically strictly like an RPG style game, not with those card, I don't know what the hell they're doing right now, sticker thingy, I don't know. I hope that they go back to the original Paper Mario type thing, and that would be awesome. I think there's about like a 20% chance that would happen. I would see that more for next year, but I personally would love it. Especially even if they did like a, hey, we're making it, here's a little sneak thing, but it's coming out in 2019. I'd be like, thank you, Nintendo. I really approve. I really, really do approve. And I will close out with this, because there's a lot of predictions that I can make everywhere, but I will close out with this one. Wouldn't it be awesome if Square Enix and Nintendo partnered up again, and Square Enix is making a Super Mario RPG Part 2? Wouldn't that just be wonderful? Milo, Gino, returns to fight Smitty, along with Bowser, Wario, Waluigi. My goodness, wouldn't that be cool? Actually, no. Actually, Super Mario RPG 2 that would be awesome, especially if it was made by Square Enix. It'd be great. I just had a random thought to myself when I was saying that. So I'll leave off with this. Again, I go off in tangents. What if we got a Waluigi game? Because, you know, Mario has his own game, Luigi has his own game, Wario has his own game. But what about Waluigi? Like, what kind of game would Waluigi be in? I'm trying to think of like franchises, right? Or like, you know, like a genre. Because it can't be any sports games. We have the mini games with Wario. Luigi's scared. This guy's really lanky. So maybe it would be like a climber game? No. Seems boring. I think Grand Theft Waluigi would probably be the best one. A very Nintendo-ish Grand Theft Auto where Waluigi steals carts. Has to, instead of drugs, smuggle mushrooms to Oh my god, I would love to play this game. Smuggle mushrooms, oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, because he looks like a mobster. Oh my god. Nintendo, are you watching this? Make this game. Now. Right now. Stop what you're doing. Stop making Zelda. Make Waluigi Grand Theft Auto. Now I'm just thinking of that. That's great. I'm going to end right here because now I'm going to go to sleep happy and do that. Well, I'll end with Nintendo's stuff right there. I just wanted to say really quick because I think, yeah, Sony's press conference is going to start right now. I'm going to be uploading this, so you probably won't even see this until after the Sony thing. But hopefully we get to see some good things from Sony's. I really want to see The Last of Us 2. Of course, we see the Days Gone, because these are the games I pre-ordered at least. Red Dead Redemption, of course, is going to be a big one. So many good exclusives. Sony needs to do it right, by the way. I was telling my coworker today. Wouldn't it be awesome if Sony came up on stage and they come up and they're like, well, thanks for watching the Microsoft presentation yesterday. They showed all the games that are coming out for the PlayStation 4. And now we're going to show you some exclusives. Just throw some shade. Go like, because there wasn't that many exclusive games coming out for the Xbox. It was like even the ending game that they showed, like the Cyberpunk. It's like that game's coming out for the PlayStation 4 as well. So it's like can't really gloat on that. Okay. And by the way, we're having a Battletoads game. Have no footage of it. I don't know. Anyways, I'm excited for Sony's press conference. There was just thinking about it prediction-wise. I think Sony's is probably going to have a good presentation. I didn't even really hear anything from the Microsoft one. I was surprised that there was one already, because I was like, wait, why am I not seeing any news of Xbox? I think they even briefly announced the new Xbox system that they're making, and there was no news on it. So weird. So apparently there wasn't really good reactions to that E3. I don't know. I haven't really read up on it, but I didn't see any news anywhere. Whoops. Except Cyberpunk. That was the only thing I saw. But I thought that came from another presentation because I heard nothing else. Nothing. So weird. But I think Sony's is probably going to have the best one just based on they have so many exclusives. They have so many people making games, and they have a lot of quality games. it's hard to beat Sony right now because they are killing it with games. Now Switch, I'm a Nintendo fanboy, so it's going to be in second place. Switch is very much they're always the surprise underdog. Like, because you look at it right now, and it's basically like, well, they have Super Smash Brothers and Pokemon next year and a Metroid game. But that's the thing about Nintendo. They have so many, like offhand, like groups that they have, like internal groups that are making games, and third parties making like their, using their IPs and stuff, that you never know what to see from them, and they always think outside of the box. What the heck was that Labo thing? Like, that came out of nowhere. So like those type of things, we're probably going to see a surprise. But will it beat the quality of all these games coming out? The Death Stranding, the Detroit Human, there's quality games coming out for the PlayStation, and it's just the quantity of quality games versus, of course, Nintendo always has quality games, but they don't always have the quantity. That's where I'm thinking, Sony's probably going to do the best in the presentation. However, Nintendo does do a lot of secretive stuff, so we always get a lot of surprises. So I'm really excited for tomorrow to see what is coming out. I've been talking for a long time, so I'm going to go ahead and stop. I just haven't made a video in a long time, so I know this has probably been like a 40-minute video, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. Please subscribe to my MBW channel, MBW Champion channel. I will be making more videos. My computer motherboard is installed, so it's coming soon. Just watch my previous video and you'll see that, what information I have for that. But I will see you guys the next time for another exciting edition for GameTout. I'll probably be making it tomorrow for my reaction of what happened at E3. I will see you guys next time. Later! Explosion! Videos right here, somewhere right there. Clickety click click click. Click 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 click. Oh no, it's a swan. Hello, I see you later.